Hey everyone, I'm here to do another wig review for you guys. This is Jon Renau Haute in the color 1B. So first, let's address the name of this wig. Is it hot? Is it haute? You know what? I really don't know, but I'm going to pronounce it hot because I think that's right. I did go and watch a number of YouTube videos on this wig, other reviews, and some people pronounce it hot, some people pronounce it haute. So whatever floats your boat, H-A-U-T-E, hot or haute, that is the name of this wig. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys, this is actually the first time I ever purchased a wig that I knew I was going to end up selling. Oftentimes I purchase wigs that I think I'm gonna like, that I'm really interested in, and if they don't work out for me, okay, then I end up selling it. But this one, I knew I probably wasn't going to keep because of the color, but I really am curious about this hot wig because it seems like it looks so different on everyone depending on who's wearing it. And so I found a really, really great deal on eBay that I just figured, what the heck? At the very least, I should be able to get my money back on a resell because I got it for so cheap. So that's what I did. So this color 1B, let's just talk about the color before we talk about anything else. So 1B is billed, and I have all kinds of flyaways right now, which I will talk about. 1B is billed as a soft black. So this color is black, and it's pretty flat. It doesn't have any highlights or anything like that. So I am going to turn my ring light on so that you can see this color. So right now, I am just showing the color in my regular bathroom lighting, which almost every one of my reviews is just this lighting. I just recently got a ring light, and so I'm doing experimenting with it. And the last video I posted where I kind of had the ring light on and then had it off, feedback that I got was it was really helpful to see it both ways. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I'm going to turn the ring light on now, and you can see how this looks a little different. So this is just my regular bathroom lighting, which is very good lighting. I have 4 bulbs here and 4 bulbs here. They're very warm, but I think it's a good representation for how these wigs look inside. So here's my ring light. My ring light has multiple settings, so I'll go through them with you guys. So let's start with, this is the brightest white setting. So it's a very bright white light. It is not warm. So that's, make sure I got a focus. So that's what this 1B color looks like with my brightest ring light. Now I have a softer light, which really kind of matches my bathroom lighting in warmth. It's just more concentrated straight on me as opposed to above me. So that's what 1B looks like with this one. I prefer this lighting for realism inside. I really think this one gives a more realistic view inside than the brighter one does. So let's just take a look at that. And there is a third, it's kind of a bluish light. I don't think this one helps. I don't really know what you would use this tone for, but I thought I'd show it anyway. All right. I'm going to leave, actually that's the bright one. I'm going to leave this warmer one on for a little bit here while we continue to do this review, just because I'm going to do a 360 so you can see it. So let's just take a look at this wig all around. I want to make sure I got a good focus going. I'm going to have to look back periodically, making sure that the color hasn't changed dramatically. All right, and another bit of feedback that I got was to put a white background behind me when I am doing a dark wig. So I'm in my bathroom. I can't really put a background up behind me. There's just not enough room behind me to hang anything because I've got a shower, I've got open wall back here. So we're just gonna have to do the best we can. So I decided to put a white background up. It's actually a fake wood background that I had hoped I'd be able to use to try to give some contrast so that wig doesn't blend in to the background. So hopefully this is all helping you guys. All right, so Hot. Hot is a heat-friendly, heat-defiant wig, HD wig by Jon Renau. And so something I know that a lot of my sisters are really, really hesitant to get these heat-defiant fibers because they take some extra care. The ends can get really frizzed up and clumpy. And so if you're new to wig wearing, keep in mind that there is some special need to care differently for these heat-friendly wigs, especially ones that are longer and they will rub on your clothing because friction is the enemy of these HD fibers. That said, first of all, the HD fibers feel so good. They're silky and smooth, and I do think they have a real realistic feel and can feel a lot like human hair. I would say that this one feels a little, it doesn't feel as realistic as like my Belle Tress heat defiant wigs, but I don't know. I think there's sometimes differences in color even in how the fibers feel. So it could just be something to do with that. So one of the things right off the bat that I noticed about this wig, it's very straight and the ends are very kind of choppy looking. And I did get this from a wig sister. I don't know, I don't think she did any modifications to it. She said she didn't. So one of the things I would do probably with this one is I probably would put a little curl in her, which is another really great thing about HD wigs is you can curl them. And that makes a huge difference because if you don't like the style as it comes to you, you can modify it. You can still do that with synthetic wigs, it's just a lot trickier. And so, I wonder if putting a little curl in here just to, take away some of the choppiness, for my own personal preference, some of you may really love that style. Something else I think that is super important to point out about this wig, it has no permatease, none. It is very, very flat. There is no permatease in this one. I'll take the cap off so you can see it. So that, for some of you, is going to be fantastic because there's no poof at all. And I do think it makes it look a lot more realistic. Something else I've noticed, there's a lot of flyaways in this one. And it took me a while to get this front so that I could keep the flyaways out of my face. That is not, I don't think, unique to this wig or these fibers. I have just noticed straight wigs, you're going to deal with a measure of flyaways for the most part. The flyaways aren't as much of a problem in curly wigs. Straight wigs though, they're there. And so one of the things that I do throughout the day when I wear one of my straight bobs, like a Jameson, is I just keep a wide tooth comb and I just make sure I comb through it periodically. Especially because of these HD fibers, you're going to want to make sure you do that to keep those ends from getting a little tangly and frizzy. So let's take a look at this cap. So it is a lace front. I'll show you the lace front once I put it back on. It's a lace front and a mono part, and then the reft is just wefted. So there's the lace front. As you can see, it is generous. It goes all the way over to this ear tab, and then the lace goes all the way back to the crown. Right here is where permatease would live. But there really isn't permatease in this one, so I wouldn't sweat that. When I feel, sometimes in a wig that has some permatease, when you do this, it feels a little pillowy or cushiony. Look at how tight I can get this. That means there's no permatease in here, and there is no poof. It has just the right amount of hair density. It's not too light density that it feels like you'll see the wefts or that it's unrealistic, but it absolutely is not poofy. And so then you've got your kind of soft ear tabs. You don't have an extended nape on this one, and you do have the Velcro adjusters. So overall, it's very comfortable. I do have the cap cinched in some, so I would say this is a generously sized cap. From a circumference standpoint, I'm 22 inches and it is cinched in some. So if you are 23 inches, I I think you can wear this one. I'll talk about the fit over the top of my head as well. But one thing I wanted to point out, on Jon Renau wigs especially, see that tag, HD fiber? So when you get a Jon Renau wig, you will know whether or not it's an HD wig or a synthetic wig by this. It wouldn't say HD fiber on it if this were regular synthetic. That can sometimes be helpful if you buy one from the secondary market or you get a wig and it doesn't have the name, maybe the tags aren't with it. Sometimes people will sell wigs and have lost the tag, and maybe they don't even have the box and they can't remember the name of the wig. So you can find out whether it's HD or not by what's on the tag, as long as they haven't cut the tags off. So as far as coverage on me and the lace front, get her back on for you. This one definitely needs combing. There is some tangling going on. For my women out there who have a hairstylist or can cut wigs, I mean, taking a little bit of length off this to make it a shorter bob would be so cute, and then you'd eliminate the friction that can cause the frizzing. So that could be a great idea. All right, so let's go with looking at this lace front. Make sure it's on right. So the lace front is okay. This is a black, these are black fibers, so you can see the knotting, but I would say that Jon Renau did a really, really good job of making sure that knotting wasn't too dense so that it isn't that big of a problem. I don't think there's any way to avoid seeing the knotting on this piece because it's black. So you're gonna have to have that balance. If you want hair this dark, then you're gonna struggle a little bit with that knotting. And then there's the parting, which is really good. I actually am a real fan of Jon Renau parting on a lot of their wigs. Because it's not so dense, you can actually see that monofilament. That is huge. Renee Paris tends to do very, very densely knotted wigs, and so you often can't see that monofilament. It almost makes that expense worthless if you can't see it. You can always pluck it. There's things you can do, but with Jon Renau, they look really good. And I have a couple of Christie's, which I love, and I sometimes put makeup on that part to make it stand out a little bit more, make it look a little realistic. So there's things you can do. There is scar tape that you can buy. There's a tape out there called Scar Away, and then there's generic brands of that. You can stick the tape on the underside of this part, which will give it more of a scalp appearance. You can take foundation and dab it on the underside. You can just take powder and press it into the part line. Try some different things if you want a more realistic part line. It's really a good idea. Coverage on this, first of all, I don't have a ton of extra cap up here. So I have a very petite over the top of my head measurement. It's between child size and petite. And I often have so much room over the top of my wigs that it can sometimes be uncomfortable. I don't have that here. Okay, I'm gonna turn this ring light off. It's so bright in my eyes when I have it on, but I wanted to do at least some of the video with that. So now you can look at it without the ring light. So I would say I tightened this a little bit, so the circumference is a little generous. This part is not terribly generous. There is awesome stretch on this wig, so I'd say if you're solidly average, you should probably be fine. But if you have big measurements over the top of your head, this might be a little snug on you. The coverage on this one is really good. I mean, this comes all the way down. The ear tabs come really low. I mean, here's the bottom of the ear tab, and here's my ear. It comes all the way down to my ear. You can see a little bit of my bio hair in here, which you can always do with wigs, and I think that is really dependent on each person. My hairline over here is fairly low, and so that is why I think in most wigs you can see a little bit of my bio hair. Some women aren't going to have as low of a hairline, and that may not be an issue for you. So at the end of the day, my opinion on this wig is, first of all, really comfortable on the head, no poof and no permatease, which is going to be huge, huge, huge for some of you guys. I love the parting space. I think that If you like straight styles, it's so cute. This is a really adorable bob. I'm not, you know, for me personally, I would like a little bit something different on the ends. That can be really easy to achieve with a little bit of styling, some scissors. You can take heat to this one. So I would say if you're not afraid of the heat-friendly wigs, this is a good style. I can't think of anything negative to say about it. So this has been Jon Renau Haute in the color 1B, and I'll get outside so that you can see this color. And so if you have questions, let me know. But otherwise, I just wanted to give you guys a look. Pretty fun. Stick around. Hey guys, okay, so we're outside with 1B from Jon Renau. I'm gonna stand in front of my garage door so you get a little contrast here to the black, this soft black color. One thing I want to talk quick about is the shine on this one. I wouldn't say this is overly shiny because HD fibers typically aren't shiny. This is definitely kind of that super healthy sheen. But I know that some ladies are really, really picky about shine on their wigs. So I just want to say it does look like a healthy sheen, but it definitely doesn't have like fake hair shiny in my opinion. But I know some women are going to feel a little differently about that. So I just wanted to talk about it. It's a very, it's all one color. There's no highlights in it whatsoever. So it's definitely all black. It's very pretty, very dark. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.